hell am I doing with my life? And
waiting tables at night and surfing during the day.
I guess this is where I die.
I'm as stupid as I sound on this podcast. I'm as stupid as I sound on this podcast. I'm as stupid as I sound on this podcast. Way better at mountain bike.
Do more drugs.
Yes.
Speaking of which,
Hey, you know us. We'll randomly try different drugs.
traditional Southern conservative values.
We're gonna have to start making up our own ridiculous headlines. That was pretty awesome.
Loved
Yeah.
it. Amazing. Wow.
Yeah. So we have definitely got to get some more authors and stuff because that was a lot of fun.
Loved it.
I
That was
really enjoyed
fantastic.
talking to them.
Come on,
So-
authors, people out there with books. What do you got? Let's connect and talk about stuff.
We read, we
Discuss
know
your book.
words.
Yeah. we have a reading level that's above national average by many, many grades.
Can wordify.
We word good. Yeah, not really the brag and the flex that you think it is I think is what the kids say when 50% of the country reads below a 6th grade level. So yeah, that's a whole.
Is that the stat right now?
I think I would be plus or minus, but I think I'm very representative with that number.
And
I mean-
as a bit of local to some of us, North Carolina from what I see in all of our billboards around here, ranked 50th in the nation in funding and testing and stuff like that.
Funding, not
and-
in test results.
It- I don't think it's testing necessarily, but funding for sure. We rank 50th.
And whatever that book that I just finished up, Damian Eccles, he wrote it in 2012, but he grew up in West Memphis, Arkansas, and I do remember him having a stat in there from that time period, which was right there, was like 50% read below a 5th grade level or something. Like it was bad.
Well, to Chronic's point, when I was living at the beach, we were having lunch at this restaurant. My mom was making conversation with the waiter, and he mentioned he went to school for education to be a teacher. And she's like, well, why are you not teaching? He said, I can make more money waiting tables and it was at dinner at night. He said, I can make more money as waiting tables at night and surfing during the day than I can teaching. I was like, wow, what a,
He can make money
Sad state
surfing.
of
He's
affairs.
doing all right there.
well, I'm making money waiting tables, just spending his time surfing,
Gotcha.
Love it. That's awesome. That's what I'm all about. I'll be biking and doing whatever.
Nice.
Fucking.
It was wild, like when that interview first came around, I was finishing up that book and I was like, I don't know this guy. I mean, I'll look at his social media and see what's what, and like I'm trying to get this relatability. And like the first, you read the book, the first chapter or two, he's all about like get off your ass and move, man. It's all about action, which, like I said, you can read every self-help book you want, but until you move, they don't fucking matter. Like until you take some action, it don't matter. And reading about someone who was like in prison on death row in a cell where he could only take 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. He like barely, have enough room to lay down. This is for, 18 years in various conditions. And he got to that to where I have to have action. I have to do something. So he just started like reading, studying, like anything he could do to kind of keep his mind in the midst of like these terrible circumstances, like, or else he breaks. I mean, inside of 18 years, like people break way quicker than that. So
I forget who it was. Some like military, I don't know, he was high ranking in the military, was a prisoner of war, locked in prison for years. And he kept himself busy by playing a round of golf in his mind every day. His home course, he visualized from tee to approach shot to putt for every hole. He got out of prison, shot like 2 over par. Just by having the mental reps every day, he kept the edge.
Well, I've heard those kinds of stories about like prisoners of war. Even if it's just getting up, make your bed, brush your teeth, put your clothes on. Like any kind of minimal routine, you have to keep something that's your own, and just hope that they don't bash your fucking skull in. Like, right? I guess so. It's like in certain situations, like hope you just don't get fucking brain dead that day or dead, and kind of take that route. So Yeah, I mean, even like what Nelson Mandela, like I haven't read his book, but I mean, I've heard the story. Like you just have to keep keep that routine. They can, I guess you got to play that game like they can only take so much. And whew, wow, I was pretty like I felt like a fucking pussy when I got to the part of the book where he's in like, he's in Arkansas in the summer and the mosquitoes are eating him alive, and I'm like, oh, I guess this is where I die. Like,
No, he's definitely definitely reading that book, and I'm not trying to make him feel bad, but there are different times of reading that book where I was like, what the hell am I doing with my life? And what
sure.
have I complained about, you know? But I'm very similar in that regard of like, I'm still having a good life. You know, I'm probably going to be like him about 50 somewhere. And, I'm going to get that bomb that, cause parents are still alive, sister, family's good. No traumas and drama or anything, like life is good. I shouldn't be complaining. I should be happy and ecstatic and singing and dancing everywhere I go.
Hmm.
So, when it's like he said in that book, when life happens, when the bad shit fucking happens, you got to be prepared for it. You got to be ready for it. Some of us are, some of us aren't, but all of his book is good advice for preparing yourself for that,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah, and it's definitely people that are mentally and or physically stronger that can, weather those storms, a little quicker, right? Because yeah, you're right. It's something's gonna happen. Like, right? You know, that's just the game of life. And yeah, are you ready for it, or what are you gonna do?
yep, you got two guaranteed things, and one of them's death at the end of it,
Yeah, I was doing the same thing on the exercise bike today because it's like the first 10 minutes suck, like right always, and then you're like,
always.
getting to the end, and I'm like, God damn it, man, this dude's got cancer, and he's doing like when you put those thoughts in your head, you're literally changing your thoughts, like to sure they're comparative or whatever, but you're using him as an inspiration, and damn it, that's literally what he just asked us to do. Like,
Did he
Yeah.
say he's done 300 races?
Probably races of different types. I know inside of the book, I think he said he had done 8 or 9 Ironmans and
Yeah.
has yet to finish one.
Sure. Yeah.
So, I don't have it's like, just to be accurate, like this is, this one in Hawaii is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, shit, like the race itself anywhere is friggin' incredible. And then like the way they describe the Kona one, because it's Hawaii, it's not, it's all the environments and like everything, deserts and rainforest and beach and all that. So it's a serious, and then the humidity, it's that high humidity that's out there, so you can sweat, but that's all you do is just sweat. You don't cool off any, you don't lose any
no, at a
temperature.
certain point with the humidity, you don't cool off. You're just but if you stop sweating, you're screwed. Like,
You're done. Yeah.
I don't see how during the swimming chaos people don't get pushed under. That's just madness, man. Because they all go.
they do
People are
look
just
like
swimming
a
on top
school of
of each other.
salmon sometimes, like, right?
Yeah, somebody gets kicked in the face, or God forbid, you get a cramp, right? And just under the surface. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of swimming. Was it 2 miles
2
or something
miles,
like that?
2.2, I
Yeah.
think, of swimming, and then
A lot of swimming.
116
Yeah.
on the bike. 116 on the bike. And like you said, Hawaii, right? Yeah, you're going from desert to tropical to, it could be raining up there, and like
Not flat,
probably a couple
not
thousand feet of elevation.
at least.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
Maybe.
if you're changing weather like that, you got to be going up 4 or 5,000 feet, right?
Yeah.
You would
Definitely, I
think,
would
but
think. Yeah.
so, I mean, very impressive guy, man. I was super stoked. Had no idea how that was going to go, and just super happy about all that.
Yeah. Good times. Good stuff.
Sweet.
Um, so I
Um,
was gonna say, since we're talking about biking stuff, I'm just gonna go on here. Last weekend wasn't last weekend, it was last Thursday, so not even quite a week, but last Thursday, I do, for any of our audience members who are interested and don't know, I do mountain bike guiding, in the Western North Carolinas. I'm also a certified coach and instructor in mountain biking. As stupid as I sound on this podcast, I'm way better at mountain biking and coaching that stuff. But anyway, I do guiding because I like to mountain bike, and getting paid to mountain bike is awesome. But I get to meet a lot of interesting people and stuff. I have a good time with it. Of all the guiding experiences that I've had, I've only had one that was bad, and it was only bad in just the fact that it was kind of awkward and stuff. And I'll go into it. But so the guide that I did last Thursday, it was a dad and his two twin sons from England. They came over. One of his sons liked biking and they did as much as he could over in England, and they were vacationing over here, and that was the one son's like, that's what he wanted to do. So that's what they decided to come. They found us on the internet. Not us. I'm a subcontractor for a company, Pisgah Mountain Bike Adventures. Just look for us. So they found them. And I got the trip. Good people, really awesome people. Had a great time with them. It was super fun. But I was gonna say, like, because we are sort of in a echo chamber. We're all Americans here, even we're all from America. It was nice to talk to somebody from outside of the country and kind of get their perspective on certain things that are happening in the world and around the globe right now. And just to have a conversation with somebody that's like, it's not even from like Arizona or California or something, but from out of the country. So I think the first thing that they said to me was they couldn't believe how little we recycle in this country, how fucking trashy we are. And I was like, yeah, I get it. And I hate it. And, I don't have to tell you. They're like, we were over here in our thing, washing out stuff, washing this out, throwing, cleaning things up, and like doesn't seem to make a difference. Um, this, so that was the first thing. Second thing, I believe they said, I'm going all over the freaking place with this thing.
You want to let us know
Because
what
I'm
you
like,
had for breakfast?
that day I had Chobani blueberry yogurt, fruit on the bottom, very light, but did have the hazelnut uh, French press coffee with that heavy creamer in it, because that's my little.
Definitely
I
your
gotta have the
go-to
heavy
coffee.
cream. Yeah, so that was breakfast. Other was very light because I ate heavy the night before. I'll skip dinner. um, so the other thing that, like, you hear about immigration and anti-immigration shit over in Europe and whatnot. He did say, he's like, and he was very polite about it. He's like, like, respect where these people are coming from and why they're trying to get out here. So, but like, immigration is a problem in the UK. For him, he goes, we've seen it. We run into it all the time. It is higher crime. It's cultural. He was like, like, I don't hate these people for their culture, the things they do. He goes, but like, it'd be the same if we went to wherever and we're still acting, where, like, maybe a place that women wanted to have head coverings or whatever, for example, right? We went over there and like our family, our sisters, our daughters, our wives aren't wearing those garments. And the people are like, what are you doing? This is not right. And you're like, well, we've always done this. Yeah, but you're in a different country with a different culture. Same thing. These people coming to the UK and really disrupting things. And again, this guy is very nice. He doesn't hate him. He's no disrespect to him or whatever. He goes, but it's throwing a monkey wrench in our system, and it's really hard to deal with. And I guess that's like, so, because you hear a lot in the news. So the point of that, my point to making that point of him was, like, you hear stuff in the news of like, if you're on the right, immigration is terrible. All these people are ruining our society. If you're on the left, these people just want to come here to better their lives and and everything's great and roses. And like, I really feel both sides are using the situation to make an argument for their side, when really what's happening is something, like, always in the middle of, like, it's gray. It's not black or white. It's not good. It's not bad. But there is a situation that we need to deal with, and it's kind of being handled disingenuously by whatever pundits or whatever politicians are trying to gain power. So anyway, just a third party perspective from from the other side of like, hey, shit's fucking bad. And I can't remember what the third point of that was. There was a third one, but it was definitely the recycling that we did, and our
Well, probably our food, which is, well, I mean, if you're
yeah,
from England, I don't know how
yes,
much you can fucking complain, but yeah, our food, our fast food nation is just out of control.
he did say they had a very hard time finding
Finding food.
Yeah,
I heard some of the World Cup teams like brought their own. Like the Norwegians apparently had to have that goddamn awful smoked fish or whatever the hell they eat.
Oh, the
Scarfenogen, Flogen, Schwarden. Instant vomit.
gefunkte fish. What is it? Gefilte fish.
I think
No,
that's
that's
more a Jewish thing.
That's Jewish,
Gefilte
but
fish. But
yeah.
anyway, but no,
Um,
to like what you're saying, like I'll just say like immigration is an issue, like right, and that's what he
Right.
said, and he said it like if it can be a tough issue, and the sides can seem extreme. One side can pretty much seem like whatever, let everybody in, and the other side can be like build a goddamn great big wall. Neither one of those work. like right, I'm total agreement in that. Like, yes, it's an issue. Yes, it's a tough issue. I don't feel like it gets solved with machine guns and walls, and I don't think it gets solved with just just floodgates. Like I don't know like however you want to like label that, but I don't know. There's
and you reminded me to a little lighter topic. The third point he'd come up with was the World Cup. They were talking because they're from England.
Yeah.
Their team's still in it. They're talking about the football and how great it was. They did say and straight from the horse's mouth they said y'all's team, USA, the soccer team.
First of all, he did not say y'all. There's no chance he said y'all.
You're right. It's definitely. I don't know. There wasn't even you guys.
No.
I don't know. You blokes. Maybe.
There's no chance he said y'all.
You blokes had everything going for you, and then you spoiled it by you got that red card, and you had your orange puff call us and call the FIFA organization and get him reinstated. And if y'all you blokes would have lost fair and square with having your player red carded and that'd been great.
Yeah,
you rubbed some shoulders, you called in favors, and that guy came back and he still lost. Now you're the fucking laughing stock.
Good. It's exactly what we should be.
Said.
That's exactly what we should be.
That's what the rest of the world says.
Yep. And the orange puff does his own thing,
Play by the fucking rules. Don't cheat the rules to fucking win, Like, come on here.
Well,
so, anyway, that was yeah, there you go.
There is that, but I could probably do an hour on how FIFA and the Olympic organization are probably the most corrupt organizations on the damn planet next to oil companies, but whatever. For another time.
Don't forget horse racing.
I was talking about more like on an international scale, yes, but on an individual basis, I have heard that horse racing is by far the most corrupt sport, like day to day. I think basketball's trying though.
Hey, we all gotta have dreams, right? You set a goal, you work hard towards it.
Just keep trying. That's what my man said today.
Basketball, you can be worse off or better at cheating and stuff than horse racing. You can do it.
Exactly. Well, the thing about horse racing, and not even to go into that convoluted betting structure that you described to us a few weeks back, that somebody pointed out can be rigged, right? So now I think that has to be taken into consideration. But it's the day to day. It's those OTBs, right? It's those little tracks all around the country, man. What are you just going to pay a jockey a couple $100 to pull a horse back or something? That's all you got to do. Like, it's the easiest form of corruption you could ever want.
I mean, there are frequent videos, especially at the smaller tracks, frequent videos of the jockey getting the lead and looking around like,
something's wrong here.
Oh, man, I just missed the win.
We're not supposed to be winning today. And,
you don't look a racehorse in the mouth you don't look a racehorse in the jockey's reins.
Wow. Wow.
Something.
So you're gonna do more drugs.
Yes.
Speaking of which, pause the video for a second.
back after a brief commercial break, and we have
So-
we got a segment by AI apparently.
Well, it's not a segment. It's something specific
Okay.
for you two guys that you're just gonna love.
I hope it's
I'm in the
drugs.
process of
I hope
moving.
it's drugs. I hope it's drugs. I hope it's drugs.
It's drugs. So I'm in the process of moving, and I'm getting rid of some stuff. Some people are helping me, the community here. And this one lady I've made friends with is I've given her some stuff, and she proceeds to tell me about her hobby. She's like, "Well, I'll hook you up."
Snoochie boochies?
Her hobby is growing weed.
It was in New Mexico. She brought it with her from New Mexico.
Does that say Northern Lights and Purple Dream?
Purple Dream for sure. Yep. Northern
Did
Lights.
you need
Purple
help
Dream.
moving this week? Didn't
I
you
can
say
be
you
there
need
in
help
like
moving?
an
What,
hour
tomorrow,
and
tonight?
I
I
can
will
be there
be
in an
saving
hour
this
and a
for you
half.
guys. Don't worry. Tropical cookie. Oh no, I'm actually gonna try this one because this was for ADHD. I'm gonna try that one myself. CBD, decarb, pain, relax. Okay. Chocolate Thai, ADHD, and Purple Dream. Anyway,
Hi.
I thought you guys would
Is one of the weed strains ADHD?
No, I think that's her. So she gives the name and then what they're for.
Yeah, it's what. What was that movie like 22 Jump Street when the weed had like the drugs are like the craziest names or whatever like that? Like you're gonna lose your mind.
That
or
was
something.
good though. I mean, it smells real good.
Okay.
Looks good in the bag. I don't know. I'm game.
Hey, you know us. We'll randomly try different drugs.
Have never scared me off before.
I'd pretty much
you-
smoke about anything when it came in bud form. Like I would never take random pills or snort any random powders.
No. Well, I guess I can't say I haven't. But
It's okay.
this is kind of appropriate to see the shirt, the gateway.
Nice.
So yeah.
Very nice.
Biking is a gateway drug for
No,
what?
the little
A
tricycle.
tricycle. A tricycle.
Got
like what
it,
you
got
ride as
it,
a
got
kid.
it, got it.
Even
Got it.
though like those bars are totally jacked up for that kid's bike.
I was just say that's a heavy duty kid's bike.
I mean, I don't think that kid's like leaning over that far on that tricycle.
No, it's probably a dad who is like, I'm gonna teach my kid how to ride a bike, and like, but he was like a hipster and like built the bike for the kid.
Turned it into a tricycle cafe racer is what he did.
Yeah, PBRs and fucking French press black roast coffee.
Well, I didn't know if there was anything else y'all wanted to talk about, but there was a pretty big headline in the world of, the political spectrum this week.
Yeah.
A death headline.
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah,
Lindsey Graham died.
I mean,
and
who had on their bingo card Lindsey Graham before Mitch McConnell?
Mitch McConnell. Well, technically,
don't
I don't
know.
know. We don't really know. Boy, the
That's-
memes about that were funny as shit, though, man. Oh my God. It was like, what did it say? The one was like, asking for Mitch McConnell, but getting Lindsey Graham's like asking for a chocolate chip cookie, but getting a snickerdoodle. It's like, not what I asked for, but I'm not disappointed.
right, yeah. I like snickerdoodles as well.
I saw one with the Grim Reaper playing the fucking claw machine, like shaking it, going, "Is fucking Trump even in here?" Like, and I gotta say, I'm absolutely like, okay, Lindsey Graham's dead. I'm so glad that so many people called out the bullshit lionizing or trying to make him something other than he fucking was, to the point. And you can look this one up. It's Brandon Hinton, something like that is his name. A gay influencer, like, basically came out and said that Lindsey Graham is the reason he is not in any kind of financial stress and his school loans are paid off because they did a whole bunch of kinky sex shit together. So
Shit.
yeah. So to no one's surprise.
No, that's
Traditional Southern conservative values.
And exactly. And inside of that point, like the kid even put in his post, I say kid, well, whatever, colloquially, he's like, it's kind of a real fuck to get that this dude's the reason I'm financially secure, even though he voted against my entire being his whole fucking life. I mean, it's a real kind of go fuck yourself, you know, kind of thing there, which is very much in the traditional vein of the modern conservative movement. You know,
modern conservative and the elites, you know, it's always do as I say, not as I do, you know, and that's the getting away with the shit that they say not to do, you know,
but
as opposed to
but how about the part where he dies and they just anoint his sister his position?
No, they have to have an election, but
Nope.
Trump is pushing for her.
No. She's already been given it. She will serve out the rest of his term. Then there will be an election.
Really?
So, like,
yes, sir.
Just for example, if I was in the Senate and I passed away, my sister would just get my spot automatically?
Who chose?
Like, it's not his wife
Well,
like, I mean, it
think,
just goes to a, like,
I
what's the
think
chain of...
the governor, I think, is the one. Trump made the tweet that suggested it, then I think the governor kind of made it.
That sounds
so,
right.
Is how that works.
Right. The governor, yep.
The governor
Because
said
Andy Beshear in Kentucky is really involved in.
Yeah, with McConnell, like, is this fucking ghost still alive or what? Because that picture looked like total bullshit. Like,
yeah, that's bullshit. Like, I mean, I
don't
guess
know.
that, I mean, those are the rules. Again, you got to play by the rules that are written. I guess that's the way our system works. But that just seems fucking silly to me.
Well, I mean, if me and you were building a house and we both dropped dead, they're not going to call your mom and Dawn to finish the fucking job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And now, if they called my sister, it might get done.
I feel like your sister can get shit done. I really do feel like your sister's kind of a get her done kind of chick.
She's on point. Yeah, I am not representative of my family's bloodline. The rest of us are really fucking smart and on point. Never shit together.
You mean the rest of them?
Yeah, the rest of them. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah. See what I'm saying? See,
exactly.
Point made. She wouldn't have said that.
So, I don't know why Andy Beshear just doesn't show up at the damn hospital.
He had given notice. He's like, something about, I give you 5 days to make a live appearance or something. I don't know. I don't know what.
And not some fucking creepy AI fucking picture like they keep throwing out there.
And supposedly, I can't verify this, but supposedly McConnell's wife, who is Asian, I don't want to say fled the country, left the country to go to Asia to avoid the whole power of attorney.
3 days, like right before that all happened. Yeah, she did that before, but the picture that they released had her in it. It's like she came back.
Yeah. So is she back, or was that an old picture?
I think we're to believe that she came back. He married her to be in bed with the Chinese government. Like, that was a very much arranged marriage of convenience there.
And we can't take a still photo as proof. We've got to have live eyes on, you know.
Oh, yeah, come on, give me a break. Like, in the world of if it was the other way around, like, they'd be knocking the doors down. Come on. I think it's totally reasonable for the governor to be like, hey, you can do it discreetly. You can do it with, class and honor and, dignity, and say, no, but I'm going to need to see what's going on there. This man holds too many people's fucking lives in his hands.
But the limited research I've done, the Constitution doesn't give any sort of power to do anything about it. Nobody has any power to do anything about it, supposedly.
So, in that situation, if someone were to pull the plug, no one would have the power to put it back in.
Say that again.
Can a plug be put back in once it's pulled?
So you're literally saying that no one has the power of attorney to pull the plug, but if someone were to...
No. So the Constitution doesn't give anyone power to replace, to force that hand of replacement.
Yeah, no. If McConnell dies before August 3rd, there's a special election. That's
okay.
Yeah. If he dies before August 3rd, there will be a special election where is it Bashir? Somebody can run as an independent to take that seat. That's why they're playing this waiting game and trying to keep this illusion of him being alive for as long as possible. August 3rd is the magic number for that one.
What's is that just because that's like kind of the cutoff to the midterms, like when you can do another runoff race? Or
states have, I mean, this is one of those, states have different rights and different rules when it comes to these kinds of things. And apparently in Tennessee, they would have a special election, and August 3rd being the cutoff date, right? And I don't know. I don't dig into these things to that level. I just read the precursory part that said that is it Bashir or someone else? Mass? I don't know who. There's so many fucking names for politicians floating around in my head right now. But if McConnell dies before the 3rd, a Democrat could run as an independent, take that seat, and that would be that. He would now be the senator from Kentucky. And
I mean, I can't really see. I mean, I don't really know what they're that worried about. Like, I really can't see them losing a seat out of Kentucky or Tennessee to a Democrat. I mean, I don't care how bad it gets.
Anything's
The
up for
governor's
grabs,
Democrat.
right? The governor's a
Yeah.
Democrat. There's Democrats in Texas that are like polling very well. Like I'm starting to see a little bit of this kind of like, I don't know, I'm just going to call it, for lack of a better term, like this small town mentality where they feel like they've been screwed by the current administration.
Not.
Easy now. And they're just like, okay, well, now we're going Democrat. These people screwed us, so we're just going to go straight D's across the board. Like,
I mean, what's the saying? There's only 2 things that come out of Texas, right? And so I think finally now it's just showing, if there's starting to be Democrats, that obviously those things are true. Between the steers and the queers, they're
I was
obviously.
waiting for you to say it.
Okay.
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah.
I thought that's where he's going with that one. So
I remember having a fucking conversation, but this is back in Michigan years ago. We were just out of high school. I hadn't left Michigan yet. I was still in Michigan, but out of high school. And we were at a backyard party and bonfire party. We're drinking beers and talking with people. And I don't remember how it came up, but somebody had said something about Texas. I don't know. And I'm making small talk. I'm just talking. And the only thing I'd heard was like, Texas is a big fucking state. Everything that comes out of Texas is fucking big. Everyone from Texas thinks they've got a big fucking state, and they're all obsessed with things being big. Just, like, and then like one of the guys I'm talking to, the guy I'm talking to at the time, kind of looks over me and is like, "I'm from Texas." And he kind of walked away, like I offended him, and I was like, I mean, I wasn't trying to be offensive, just like that's kind of your stereotypical thing. What? So I don't know. But anyway, fuck Texas, you steers and queers. No.
all right,
But vote Democrat or whatever. I like Texas. I don't know. I've never been there.
I'll back up your story. I drove around that state on purpose. Fuck Texas. Like everybody that worked, when we were working on the road, every single person that worked for the company, anytime they were in Texas, everybody got pulled over. And it was literally the same a sheriff coming up. What you doing in my town, boy? Like, like you're in some other fucking country. So fuck Texas.
Yeah, exactly. I'm an American, not a Texan, apparently.
But I remember like one of my my favorite part-time jobs years ago was I worked for United Van Lines, and we would do like office moves, and I would occasionally get these jobs like on the weekends, like a truck driver would need help, unloading someone's personal stuff. They're moving from here somewhere else to Charlotte, right? And I remember we moved this family from Texas moved to Charlotte. And one of their decorations was like a wooden, Lone Star flag, like on a piece of wood or whatever. And like the guys that were working for me, they didn't know what that meant. And these people were genuinely offended. Like that we did not, like these guys, I knew what it was, but like these guys did not know their state flag. Like, what the hell's this? Like, what do you mean? Like they were offended. I'm like, well, get over yourself. Not everyone gives as much of a shit about Texas as you do.
Alaska is bigger than almost the entire fucking lower continental, so you're not the biggest state in the union.
Well, bigger, but Alaska's also got like
nth of super small population. I don't know.
Not only that, but there's like a bad ratio of like women to men. There's like one woman for every like 5 or 6 guys. So unless you were born there, if you they ain't gonna like you hitting on their girls. So
No.
Go gay or find something else to do.
Right. Yeah. Rainbow salmon. I don't know. Is that a thing in Alaska?
I'm sure it is. Let's just say it is. We were talking a little bit about the World Cup, and just like for the update, Mexico, Spain, not Mexico. France. Spain beat France 2-0. Yep. I did get to see the one goal. And then I saw the stat, like in World Cup history, France has only won like one time when they've been down at the half. They've lost like most of the time in World Cup history.
Is it?
So
Do they give up?
I
Just kidding.
did they surrender?
Just kidding. I love all of our French
Hey,
listeners.
that's what's
People
great
play.
about the World Cup, right? You can put up these you got to bring back all the old, barely, relevant stereotypical jokes.
That's it.
I'm French.
Well, now that it makes sense.
I'm also French. I'm French Canadian. You know, my great uncle was the head scout for the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Hello.
George Drouillard is a French Canadian fur trapper. He was the head scout for the Lewis and Clark expedition. It's in my family lineage. So yeah, so I can make fun of the French all I want. That's where all this red mustachy shit comes from. Is the French, I think.
Buddha's waiting for something.
Are we done with that little
Yeah, we're
skit?
done. We're done. We move on.
Did either of you follow the...
He's going to get a baguette and he's going to fucking get the moo, and then he's going to go off. I was like, what? Where'd you go with this?
Either of you follow the Presbyterian church vote more than I did?
What the fuck are you talking about?
They had
For the new pope, Presbyterian pope.
They had a special vote on the legitimacy of the neo-Christian movement, and they shot it down with such verbiage that is as harsh as they can give it, and they shut it down big time. No, this is not legitimate. That's the extent of my knowledge. That's why I was asking if either of you knew more about it than I did.
You just introduced 3 topics that I'm not even familiar with.
Yeah,
Great.
definitely.
Neo-Christians? Like, are you just talking about like the Christian nationals, like the Nazis?
Neo-Christian nationals, I think, was the precise term.
Neo-Christian nationals, yeah.
Okay.
And which church? Just
the Presbyterian church.
Presbyterian said they would not be taking on any of their kind of...
We do not recognize it as legitimate whatsoever.
Well, that's
a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Because fuck Nazis. It's kind of like
Nazis. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
and fascists, both of them. I'll say it there.
Yeah, I have been seeing like these headlines to like this old like Little House on the Prairie mentality of like just make babies and women be subservient and men be... I'm like, man, y'all had your shot on this one. Like, really, y'all had 2,000 years on this one. So you're gonna have to let this one go.
I think it's the Baptist church that is doing away with female ministers. They will no longer allow any female ministers.
I'm amazed that they ever let them in. Literally, as far as I knew, the Methodists were like one of the main like chill, progressives that were kind of cool with it. But I knew Catholics weren't doing it. Baptists sure as fuck weren't going to do it. Like,
shit aren't.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty hardcore. And those like snake shakers, Pentecostals, man.
Weird stuff. I mean, hey, again, you like it, I love it. You ain't hurting anybody. I don't fucking care, but it's fucking weird.
No, I mean, to just keep it inside the episode, I think our guest was a pretty great example of a person who lives by his faith and, he preached what he believed, but at no point was it anything that was like, oh, that's kind of weird. It's all basic humanity.
And that was the best. I mean, yeah, a good part of his book. Like I said, definitely faith, but like, it's relatable to... It doesn't matter if you're atheist or agnostic or Muslim or whatever. Like, you have a faith in something that's going to get you through, that's greater than you, that's giving you strength. And when you surrender to it, that's when you get the best help. Like, it's the faith. It's, just surrendering and letting go. But he was a great example of that. You're right.
Yeah, and it was all right there. Like, you gotta there's letting go of that trying, like that whatever, just that you have any kind of control. Like, right, look, you're on a fucking rock doing about 47,000 miles through nothingness. You're not a big deal.
Yeah. No.
Really.
No.
In the grand scheme of things, you're barely an ant. So, sorry that,
but it is the only rock of the hundreds and hundreds of trillions that has life form like ours. It's the only one
that we know of.
I'm bullshit. I'm not even pretending.
Not even close.
I'm not even pretending.
No, it's just we like to think we're real special. You know.
We used to be, we used to be heliocentric or, Earth centric. Now we've come to,
Right?
but we started to realize we're starting to are getting out of our own head. We're not the center of the universe. We're not the center of the galaxy. We're not the center of the planet. There's a lot of other
And
things going on.
if you really go back and look at that history, how long did it take to break that belief? And how many people were like killed because it was heresy, to say these things? I mean, if you actually know the story of Charles Darwin, like when he discovered that evolution was a thing, he was fucking not terribly happy about it, like because it bumped up against all his Catholic beliefs, and he went years without even publishing, right? Like, and it
Yep.
was like he knew what happens if I publish this, I'm fine. Like,
It's
but
happened to Newton. It's happened to all kinds of people. Galileo. I mean, all of them before. Yeah.
it's happened to everyone who could not deny the evidence. Like you can replicate that experiment over and over, keep getting the same results. Like at the end of the day, it is what it is. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it was all faith and belief and positive in what I consider the right direction and for the right purposes, with Jim tonight, not any kind of that stuff like we see enacted in our current government. you know.
It's funny. How they asked, you see some shit right around. Like, I don't know, there was the other thing where they asked Trump what his favorite Bible verse was, and he said, like, it's too personal of a question for me to answer, right? Which, I mean, like,
Yeah, like he's
I'm
ever touched a Bible. Like,
I'm not. We all know, we've heard my views about fucking religion and shit or whatever. Like, I've got a favorite Bible verse. I can fucking tell you, like, like John 33, something that's like, I have Jesus says, like, I have known trouble, and there's going to be trouble in this world, but I'm paraphrasing here. It's not the verbatim, but it's like basically like, relax. You're going to have a bunch of trouble in this world, but don't worry. I've overcome it. And with me, you can too. Basically, what it says. One of my favorites. I just like it. I don't profess to be fucking anything, but I can give you a fucking quote. Anyway, on Instagram the other day, I saw I saw this guy who was he was doing he's doing it as on Instagram. It's obviously my feed. It's a lot of the liberal left fucking shit that I get. But he was giving Bible quotes because he goes, how the MAGA people like to use the Bible to define something. And so I'm going to throw some stuff back at him. Well, one of his things, I heard, he read it. He said, like, his Proverbs 12:1, knowledge is great, but those who, people, knowledge is great, but people who don't like being corrected are stupid. And I was like,
well, that person's dumb.
yeah. And I was like, I don't know if that's a Bible verse.
I don't think that's really in there. I don't know about that.
So I
one.
I've got a Bible. It's a family, like I was given as a young man. When I went back through it, and I went to that chapter and that verse, and sure as fucking shit, stupid is in the fucking NIV Bible. People who hate being corrected are stupid.
This is the NIV. What is that? Is the
New International
version
of the King James. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's still the King James, but it's the New International version of it, which is, I guess, the most current, like, non-woke, but newish Bible.
Trump version is the newest, isn't it?
Yeah. Fuck
Right.
that one. Yeah. But anyway, but flipping through to find that verse, because this is the Bible I was given as a young man. I spent a lot of time reading it and going through it, Bible studies, Bible schools, and then as a teenager in church, and then in my 20s, up into my late 20s, just doing it on my own, trying to, find faith and certain, and all that journey that some people go on. I don't know that I went on. But I went through, and at the time, I was big on, I went through and I highlighted verses and things, and there were different colors depending on what I wanted the verse to mean or what it meant to me at the time. And it's been like, so I'm 44 now, and I stopped doing it in the late 20s. I bet I didn't do it in past 31. But going back and reading some of the things that I had highlighted, which is kind of interesting, like, because they still resonate to me. I don't really feel like much has changed, but at the same time, it is kind of reawakens something that I'd thought of before, previous, thoughts and feelings about just like all throughout, just different little things about even and which I was not highlighted about the Proverbs 12:1 and being stupid, but there are other, Psalms or Proverbs. It's interesting when you read it. I mean, it's like Confucius type stuff, like just simple things of like, this and that, like April showers bring Mayflowers. I don't know, that's stupid, but like, because I don't have any of Proverbs memorized, but but little things that like little small truths that the older you get, you look back at them and you're like, I didn't understand this when I was a young person, but this is wisdom written down in a book, and I don't think it's wisdom from man in a fucking deity in the sky, but it's collective wisdom from a group of people that are saying like, like all the things we don't listen to as kids when your dad or your grandpa says don't do that, it's gonna, and you're like, and then 20, 30 years later you're like, oh shit, this is what he meant, and fuck, he was right, that's what that's what that book is, and I people forget, they try to take it. It can be okay to be taken literally, but you can't take it literally that a being in the fucking sky that's omniscient, knows everything, they gave it to us. It was written by man, and maybe it's a great work of men, but again, men, I doubt there's right now a lot of women writers, so that's half of fucking humanity that's cut out of their wisdom. How great can it fucking be? So there's my little soapbox I'll step off of. I don't know.
All right. No,
I don't know
for
where that was
me, it's
coming
like
from.
I kind of go more like try to find the bigger picture if I'm going to be positive about that book, because when you break it down and you cherry pick verses, you can wind up being MAGA and using that book to defend it. So uh, as a literary work, it's abysmal. As a general guide for how to live, sure, there's some good stuff in there. I tend to see that, I've read it several times, read a couple different versions of like the theme that I've seen repeated in that book is anytime a civilization kind of gets too big for its own britches, it gets knocked the fuck down. So I mean, other than the part where it just goes batshit crazy at the end there, Revelations is like, woohoo. Like, wow, that's a fever dream, bro. But anyway,
Well, it's yeah, in which I mean, I think it's that cycle. It's the Revelations is the end of a civilization, which it's kind of weird because just exactly like you said, it's whenever a civilization gets too big for gets britches, it's knocked down. The story is repeated several times, but the end of the book is sort of the story of it definitely,
like
you
the
know,
death throes of the civilization. It is really
eh,
that. It's so
well,
off the walls.
have you heard like have you heard and literally heard, I'm not talking like have you read or heard people read, but like have you literally heard like there was the dash cam recordings of comets like entering in from Russia maybe like 10 years ago, entering the atmosphere, and the sounds that these like a small, like depending how big it is, but the sounds that these comets, or not comets but like debris,
Yeah, sure.
meteors raking up in Earth's atmosphere, the sounds that they produce sound a lot like thunder, trumpets. They produce all kinds of crazy anomalous noises, right? So when you take in the book of Revelations, and I've always thought the Bible is more of it's like, it's like the fucking Greek myths, right? It's sort of with Jupiter or
Yeah.
Zeus and the things of lightning and stuff. Like it was the understanding that the people had at the time, right?
Yeah, it's
So I think the
allegorical
book,
as opposed
it's
to
allegorical.
as
Yeah.
opposed to literal.
So like in the allegorical sense of the book of Revelations, when they talk about, things coming down from the sky and trumpets being sounded and stuff, and you look at the world, the history that we have, the geographical history from, like with the end of the Younger Dryas era, like 12,000 years ago when we went from ice age to new, like there's the idea that like we have a cultural memory of, if asteroids hit and comets impacted the earth, created these flood conditions, going transitioning from an ice age to the warm period that we have right now that could have been brought on by space impacts on the planet, right? These noises echoing around the planet could have, to these people, sound, like they don't have the science that we have today. They don't understand things. To them, they're like, we heard trumpets in the sky. We heard these noises. We saw fire in the sky. We saw fire raining down on the earth, right? Volcanoes are erupting. Soot goes and soot fall, right? They're explaining it in the context that they know. 3,000, 4,000, 12,000 years later, we get these stories that we're reading out of this book that have been passed down generation to generation that that's kind of where that's like Revelations, all that shit for sure, fantastical. But maybe it's built on small parts
Yeah.
of like the end of the world. People like if a fucking meteorite hit or that fucking Yellowstone caldera blows up, that's gonna look like hell on earth to
Sure.
everybody right fucking now.
That will be hell on earth if
Yeah.
that blows up.
Yeah.
for sure.
So can you imagine that happening when you have no context for like the science behind it?
Right,
You
and
know,
your
like-
world is only as big as like your wherever you live. Like you don't, it's probably boxed in by every body of water. Is all you know, right?
Yeah.
Everywhere
You
as
don't
soon as
know
you.
the-
That's what I'm saying. You don't even know all you know is that little spot. So everything that happens there, yeah. And I can't imagine like asteroids coming or comets coming through the atmosphere. They hit and that sound just bounces off the atmosphere, doesn't it? And probably travels for really great distances. I didn't think
Yeah.
about that. Interesting.
Right?
All right. Hey, use the book however you like. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'll push back if you use it for evil. That's all I'm saying.
Is it bad that you
100%.
guys were quoting chapter and verse, and in my mind I'm picturing the movie This Is the End? I like the movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. I did find some more ridiculous headlines of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, since people seem to enjoy some of those. So a Maryland woman's winning lottery numbers came from her deceased brother. So I had to like look this one up and see what the hell they were talking about here. And what it
Yeah.
said, the St. Mary County woman told Maryland lottery officials she found a 5-digit code associated with her brother's services after he died a few years ago and started using those numbers to enter Pick 5 drawings. So, a couple of things here. He died a few years ago. She found this card that had this 5-digit number and
In his
started.
service. What does that mean?
I don't even know. Just associated, like he must have been like that must have been the invoice number on whatever, and started playing those numbers. So she only won 50 grand on like a scratch off or something, like on a ticket. But she's been playing these numbers for a few years. They finally won. And now I'm supposed to be surprised about that. We're gonna have to start making up our own ridiculous headlines.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
got nothing on our current
'Cause
government.
If you play the same number over and over and over again, statistically, at some point, it could win. It might not win
As
as
long
well.
as you live long enough, it might win.
Yeah, right.
I found this story of a Kentucky 9-year-old breaking a hopscotch world record a little more intriguing than like right.
Absolutely.
Because
I'm way more interested in that.
And here's why, because I read the story and it turned out that he was inspired to pursue a world record by his father and brother, who each have their own world records. So he started researching what he could do. And he landed on being the fastest person in hopscotch. So he managed to draw a 10-square hopscotch course, number it, and complete it in 48.27 seconds.
Less than a minute? I mean,
and that was official. So he's a world record holder in the under 16 category for that particular record.
It's been a while since I've hopped the scotch, but
cheers, little man.
Good for you, buddy. Right on. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. It's taken me longer than that to comprehend what happened. Like,
Yep.
just, yeah.
I guess upon the second reading, I guess I realized that he actually had to draw his own popping scotch.
Right? Like, yeah, it wasn't on the ground and he had to just pop, 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 pop. He had to. So
Nope.
did he draw, like, is there a size that it needs to be? Or could he draw it like small and like he has tiny feet and just pop, pop, pop,
That's a
you know,
good
like,
question. Good question.
I mean,
right?
in under a minute, do I really care? I mean, it's pretty impressive under a minute, but
It's
sure, he's got to be able to
isn't,
get he's got to be able to tap into 10 different squares in 48,
yeah.
draw and tap into 10 different squares and, and do the
I mean,
pattern.
Wait, the time counts the drawing part?
Yes, he drew it and he hopped it.
Oh.
All right, maybe the dude's a little more gangster than we want to give him credit for.
He gets all the credit. I mean, shit. Yeah, give it. Right, take me 20 minutes.
Yeah, right. I would just be like, why would I fucking do this? Like, walk away. Neil the elephant seal made the news for the second week in a row.
All right,
So
Neil.
he's still causing havoc on Australian beaches and houses and whatever. This is charming, especially since it's in Ontario. Ontario police do not bring grenades to police stations. So police in Ottawa had to issue a public service announcement reminding citizens to stop turning in explosive munitions, specifically after someone brought in an unexploded World War II grenade to the front desk. I mean, the politeness of those Canadians, man, it knows no bounds. Like, hey, buddy,
always do what's right. Just trying to help.
Somebody lost their World War II grenade, just returning it, eh? And finally, and I actually heard this story several different times this week. Flight school pilot jumped out of the plane midair, leaving his student to land alone. In Argentina, a flight instructor casually told his student, "You know what you have to do. Carry on." Opened the door, jumped out. No parachute.
No, wait, no parachute?
Suicide.
Oh, shit. Wow.
That's hardcore teaching right there.
Insane.
That's hardcore teaching.
Yeah, make me proud. Or
I
I'll
guess-
see you on the other side,
I
and
guess
I'm gonna fucking
The fact that we have the
grade
story,
you.
the fact that we have the story tells us that the student
landed.
managed to land the plane.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'd been a tragic accident.
So that person passed that course.
Wow.
Wasn't there a story in Charlotte in the past several years where a plane was flying over Charlotte and a person fell out of it and landed in the city or something like that? Doesn't ring a
You're
bell.
gonna have to do your own research on that one.
I did hear a story of a woman who'd fallen out of had jumped out of, and her parachute had failed to open, and she survived by landing in something. And man, there was some sort of like anaphylactic. Oh, she landed in a red ant hill. She
Good
landed
Lord.
in a red ant, a
What
fire
are the
ant
odds?
hill. And when the ants, so probably the nest fucking cushioned it a bit, but the bites and the venom from the ant like stimulated her system and kept her like in shock. And actually she survived
My
it
God.
simply because she landed on that. Yeah.
Jeez, oh,
How
man.
about that shit? And you can look that up. I'm not making that up. It's fucking out there. It's true.
Congratulations. You survived the fall. Oh, shit. You're in the
Boy,
end.
yeah.
You're in an ant nest.
That's one of those things. Yeah,
But,
exactly.
but they credit the ant's nest to her survival. They said if she hadn't landed in it, she'd probably be dead. So
We're gonna end on a positive note with that tonight.
yeah.
Sometimes when you
Here's-
land on an anthill, it ain't a bad thing.
There you
All right, later. Good night.
See you, fellas.
go, guys.